Oh my god, hey, my name is Mickey Jo and I am a theatre critic working in London. This week is a particularly busy one for me with back-to-back press nights, shows, press events, very exciting things, and so I am going to show you what this week in my life as a theatre critic looks like. Come join me, join me. Oh my god, hey, and good morning. You find me on a Tuesday morning in Sloane Square. This is Sloane Square in the greater Kensington, Victoria area, slightly west of Central. Just got here on the Circle line. I'm here this morning for a very exciting reason. I've arrived at the season launch of the Royal Court Theatre, which is back there behind me. Getting to go to season launches, which is when a venue announces all of their programming for the upcoming season, announces new shows, sometimes casting, sometimes other new exciting revelations incorporated within that. That's something very new to me in 2025. It can feel often like I'm just doing the same thing, but I am sort of gaining a little ground and becoming gradually more included in the theatre industry. And this year, season launches and getting to go to them, getting to attend, getting invited has been a big part of that, and that's been really exciting. I've loved getting to go to, back at the start of the year, it was like Regent's Parks and the RSC, Stratford East. Recently I got to be involved with that season launch, that was terrific. And the Royal Court one is one I've been really looking forward to, because you may or may not know, a lot of London theatres, and a lot of UK regional theatres actually, very recently in the last few years, all had this sort of musical chairs shift of artistic director. And Dave Byrne, who previously was at the new Diorama, has now, in recent years, become the artistic director of the Royal Court. Behind me, one of the biggest successes already during his time there has been Giant, which went to the West End and is going to transfer to Broadway this season, so that's all very exciting. I am very intrigued. I've heard slight rumours. Maybe that's why I'm wearing a specific hat right now. Maybe that will get confirmed today, or maybe I'll look ridiculous. Already I'm quite intrigued about what's going on, because I went to walk into the building and a man stood out front on a red carpet, has directed us across the street to go in through an underground entrance that I never knew existed. Possibly I've just never known about this before, possibly it's something new that they're going to talk about today, but it's a sort of a semi-theatrical arrival, and I am excited and intrigued. So we're going to head in and go find out what's happening this year at the Royal Court, but it's a very busy day ahead, so keep up!
Ahead of David's speech, just to sort of prepare yourselves, can I get a sort of ooh for an exciting announcement, but maybe one that's somehow interesting? Can I get well, complete surprising, and maybe a sort of for something that you really want to work with?
I think it was minutes into getting this job where suddenly it hit me. Oh God, we're going to have to do the 70th. And how do you do a 70th anniversary season for an organisation and for a theatre like the Royal Court that has had so many incredible playwrights on our stages, that has had so many incredible artistic movements, from the angry young men to the various political factions that have woven themselves through our history? We even, very briefly, were the home of improvisation for a while, although we tend not to talk about it. As part of putting together this season, I've gone back and looked a lot at what our founding season was like. And I hadn't realised, perhaps in my ignorance, all the journalists in the room will shake their heads, because of course you all know this, that in our very first season, we did the London premiere of Crucible. George Devine was in it, as he was in a lot of our early shows. I reassure you, I will be in none of the shows, unless something goes terribly wrong. When I think back on that 1950s lot, with their sort of big coats and their pipes in their hands, you used to think, well, these people must have done things properly. This was the age where they did things by the book and to the letter. Well, in our archive, we have a telegram from Arthur Miller to George Devine once the run of the Crucible had started. Because it turns out, to cut costs and to make things slightly affordable, without the playwright's permission, we cut a few of the characters out of it in order to slightly slim down the running time. And the telegram is a wonderful, pithy, but legally binding request that we return those characters into the play, or perhaps return the rights to the play to their American author. It feels fitting then, 7 decades on, from introducing the Crucible to London audiences, that on the same stage we're going to be joining a group of American high school girls who, under the encouragement of their progressive youthful male teacher, are re-examining the Crucible through a modern lens and questioning whether John Proctor is quite the hero that he's been made out to be. John Proctor is the Villain by Kimberly Belvoir transfers from Broadway, where it was nominated for 7 Tony Awards. Brought to London by the Royal Court, Barker Johnson, Wessex Grove, and the wonderful Sonny Freeman. The Broadway production of John Proctor's The Villain will be directed by David Taymor with a brand new cast for this European premiere, which will be announced in due course. When we were looking through potential revivals that we could bring back as part of the 70th anniversary, I came across a play that I'd never read before. It's a story of a woman in 1930s Germany who takes on the persona of her dead husband to escape persecution. I read this remarkable one-woman show and I thought, how have we not done a revival of this? It's occasionally been on elsewhere, but we've never returned to it. And it's a 3-course meal for everyone. When we originally did it back in 1989, it was played by a then unknown Tilda Swinton. And we started to think, who is the new Tilda Swinton? Who could we ask to bring this incredible and unforgettable play to life for our 70th anniversary? I'll let you think very quickly at who the new Tilda Swinton would be. I'm sure you are coming across the same block that we came across. There really isn't a new Tilda Swinton. So we are delighted that Tilda Swinton will be returning to the in Manfred Carge's Man to Man.
Great news, everybody. I just filmed on the street using a tripod and I got neither arrested nor robbed, so it's going very well for me today. Just grabbed a buns from home for my travels in celebration of a successful morning. The good news is that went very well. What an exciting season announcement from the Royal Court. Thrilled to finally get to meet artistic director Dave Byrne, who was very, very lovely and very funny, and who was personally very excited to say, oh my god, hey, which meant a lot. That was nice. That's nice to hear. Not everyone is excited to meet Mickey Jo, nor do I expect them to be, but that was very nice. And they have put together a really exciting season at the Royal Court. I, of course, am more excited than anything else about John Proctor as the Villain coming to London. I'm just excited for people to get to see it. I'm excited for young audiences to get to see it, but also Tilda Swinton at the Royal Court, Gary Oldman at the Royal Court, and so much exciting new writing. I kind of want to see all of it. I have lapsed recently on my Royal Court attendance, but I kind of want to go and see everything. Also, worth saying, great job, the team at the Royal Court, everyone in marketing and PR, everyone in the building, for putting together such an exciting and buzzy season launch event. They can often be quite sedate press conferences, and that felt cool and energetic and disruptive, which is how I like my theatres to be, and it's specifically how I like the Royal Court to be, because that is sort of their profile and their mandate. So that's the good news, that the morning has gone well. The bad news is I don't super know where I'm going, but I'm walking on a bearing and it's going to be fine. I'm heading vaguely for the river, at which point I will follow the river down to the National Theatre. There's other places where I could stop in and work. I need to edit the interview that I just did with Mr. Byrne, and also a bit of chatter I did outside into a reel. I've already missed the midday announcement, so there's no point in trying to rush it. May as well head down to the National and go and calmly put it together. This is the content you really want to see though. Look at this. This is the vanilla custard flavour. They had a whole array of different flavour options over at Buns From Home. I'm excited to dig into this as I get lost in the greater Pimlico area. Pausing as I stroll down the river to give you a little glimpse of the Riverside Walk area where I have currently found myself. I would tell you where exactly this is, and I know where I am in relation to other buildings, but do I really know where I am? Could I tell you where I am? No, I could not. I'm at the Thames. That much is clear. Vauxhall's over there, Battersea's behind me, Victoria's up that way. Is this like Kensington-y? I don't know. We're in a blind spot for MickeyJoTheatre. This is a cultural black hole for me. Why? Because there are no theatres nearby. So it's not somewhere that I often find myself travelling to, because there's no theatre here. This is a part of London that I walk through rarely to go from one place to a different place, such as I am now doing. I could have taken an Uber boat. I could have Uber boated down the river. That would have been a fun thing to show you as well, although surprisingly expensive to tap on and off the old Uber boat. I could still, the day is still young. I could still take an Uber boat. After I stop off at the National, I'm heading yet further east down the river to go to a press event in the vicinity of London Bridge. I still don't know where it is. I never know where I'm going until I need to start going there, and then I will Google where this venue is. This happens in New York as well, but New York is more condensed, so you get to learn the places. And like, I learned the rehearsal rooms in London, but the places they find for these press events, the various bars and clubs and rentable spaces, continue to surprise me. I think I'm going somewhere called the Barrel Project. I don't know where that is. It's apparently a 10-minute walk from London Bridge. In which direction? I do not know. As luck would have it, I've almost instantly stumbled upon a stop for the Uber boat, so I'm going to go and check and see if it's less than 10 minutes till the next one. The next one's 8 minutes on an 18-minute delay. Who knew you could get delayed at sea? Well, I've taken a cruise, so you know what, I was actually already aware of that. I literally started walking away to be like, no, I can walk. The London Eye is just over there, it's not that much further, I should make the healthy choice. And then the lure of the sea, it pulled me back in. It's already down to 7 minutes, so the boat is approaching, and I want to show you the Uber boat. It's a fun thing to see, so we're going to take the Uber boat. Now you tap in and out on this like you would for the London Underground, for the Tube. You can do that with any contactless card or with your phone. So that is what I will be doing. It is quite expensive, but it's a very novel way to travel. And it says Uber boat just because Uber have taken over the branding, but it's more like a bus than it is like a taxi. Like, a boat is not coming just for me. It's like any other kind of public transport. I was just FaceTiming Aaron and saying I don't know why my legs are so tired. I'm first of all wearing like big chunky Doc Marten shoes, but second of all, I'm realizing that I did not sit down. I have not sat down since I got out of bed this morning. Did I sit on the train? I don't even remember if I sat on the train. It's possible I've not sat down for some hours, and I'm only just now processing that because I was too busy being excited about newly announced theatre. But there are worse places to sit than here on the river, glancing westwards that way, or eastwards this way. And we're going to see some interesting sights on this little mini Uber boat leg. We will see the London Eye, and we will see the Houses of Parliament, and I will do my best to show you all of these things. I usually fall asleep on the Uber boats, and it is absolutely 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so we're gonna try not to do that. Imagine the next frame of this vlog is me waking up in Greenwich. That would not be ideal. You'll notice, the observant among you may notice, I'm not currently on a boat. I am walking away from the pier. You remember how I often say that I'm not Mickey Jo Places? Putney is not at all in the direction of where I wanted to be travelling. I thought because I was on, objectively, like, if boats also drive on the left the way that cars drive on the left in this country, like in terms of bus stops, I'd have been on the right side of the river to go that way. But the boat came from that way and did a big U-turn, which I know that they do because I've been on these boats before, and it's heading to Putney. And I think the next one heading east, which is what I want. North Greenwich, 7 minutes. Well, I just waited 7 minutes. I'm just going to walk at this point. I'm going to save the money. I'm going to get the exercise. And I'm going to walk. And at some point a boat will pass me and I will wave. Because even though I begrudge the boat people, that is just what you do. Passing through the construction site that is Lambeth Bridge, doing the Lambeth Walk, which at this exact moment in time, because of my shoe choice, is more of a blistered waddle. We have done something that is reasonably challenging to do at the best of times in central London, which is we have found trees and grass. Also, does anyone know what season it is right now? I'm not sure. I have had to divert slightly away from the river as my route has been blocked by some very low-key local architecture. And there are so many people up ahead. I know this is a tourist trap, but it's also a Tuesday in late October in the middle of the afternoon. Why are there is it half term? Is it half term? Oh no, have I willingly entered the nation's capital during October half term? That's not what I wanted at all. I'm currently sandwiched between Westminster Abbey and the Houses of Parliament. I never come here, and for good reason. Maybe I'll just walk up and go and chat to the Culture Secretary about arts funding. Actually, I have a list. Passing right by Large Benjamin. I'd sort of hoped to do this in a boat, but walking's fine too. Of course, Big Ben is actually the name of the bell enclosed within the structure which is called the Elizabeth Tower is the name of what you are seeing here, that at this moment in time is right above us. In fact, Big Ben, the London Eye, Paddington Bear on the side of a Union flag bus. London right there, that's all you need. As if I am choosing to cross Westminster Bridge, my least favourite bridge, because of the congestion. I'm not even on the right side of this bridge. Today is not going my way. And you know what? I just saw an Uber boat. I just saw the Uber boat that I missed. So, now the building you're seeing here has a lot of different attractions within, including Shrek's Adventure, the London Aquarium, I believe. And on the other side, I think there's also a London Dungeon here. Is there more than one London Dungeon? I have never felt inclined to visit the London Dungeon, even if I did get to meet Sweeney Todd. And on the other side, County Hall, a actual courtroom hosting a now long-running revival of Agatha Christie's Witness for the Prosecution, staged thrillingly in an actual courtroom. That's a big recommendation from me. That's a really terrific piece of theatre and a very unique theatrical experience. You can even be part of the jury, if you would like, and engage with the legal process within the play. Don't know how I could neglect to mention the Paddington Bear experience, which I imagine will pair very nicely with Paddington the Musical, opening shortly at the Savoy Theatre. First preview this weekend, in a matter of days. Very exciting. Audiences will finally discover how they are bringing Paddington Bear to life on stage, which if I'm not mistaken, I have known for a little while now. Shrek's Adventure, it's a big, bright, beautiful world. Okie dokie, edited at the National Theatre until my laptop died, which thankfully was just enough time to get the Royal Court reel finished. Haven't posted it yet. I will do that en route because it is time for me to head to my next activity, which is a launch event for a new musical transferring from Chichester Festival Theatre to London. It's opening in the spring at Theatre Royal Haymarket. It's called The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. Perhaps you've heard of it. I don't know too much about the show, didn't see it down in Chichester. I'm excited to find out more today. I'm already out of breath because I am walking quickly to the Uber boat station because, unironically, I think this might be the fastest way for me to get down to where I need to be in London Bridge. I mean, the fastest way would be an Uber car, but this is more fun, and I think we might have time, but I can also see an Uber on the other side of the river. Does it even stop on this side? Have I timed this perfectly? Or terribly? I don't know. In terrible news, I don't think the Uber boat actually stops here. I think that's just for Thames River sightseeing, and I think I would need to be over here, and I'm not going to make that Uber boat unless that one sits around for enough time for me to cross the Hungerford Bridge, by which point I will have made myself late for any alternative means of getting to where I need to be, so I'm probably just going to go and get on the Underground, which obviously is not nearly as fun. And thanks to the absolute pace of the Jubilee line, I am now going to be on time for this press event. And sometimes, because it's a 4 o'clock event, and sometimes it's like arrivals from 4, and sometimes that means it starts at 4. So you learn to be on time for these things to the best of your ability. I am in Bermondsey, beyond which I have no idea where I am. Once again, I have no idea where I am. I used to do this without a smartphone. I used to do this sans Google Maps. I started coming to London to see theatre by myself, age 16. I did not get a smartphone with internet until I was like 19, like first year of uni. I had years where what did I do? Did I like memorize maps beforehand? Did I print off maps? Oh my gosh, what a yellow pub. This is what I'm reacting to over here. I was going to turn left at the Tesco Express. I'm not seeing a Tesco Express. Am I even walking the right way? Another fixture of the London skyline in the background, that is the Shard, as we find ourselves on Druid Street, the etymology of which I would be so curious to find out more about. Why Druid Street? How did that come to be? Now, I don't think I'm doing interviews or anything at this one. I think it's just a general event and I'm here to capture some content, soak up the vibes. Perhaps literally. I have not had lunch. I hasten to point that out. And I used to go to these things and think, why do they do so much free food? I mean, it's very nice, but I didn't really know the reason behind it. And it transpires nobody in the industry has time to eat anything because we're constantly doing things. Anyway, hopefully there might be snacks. I see a gaggle of people. What is the collective noun for theatre industry types and content creators? Is it a gaggle? Is it an ensemble? Is it a chorus line? We are here, there are barrels, there is signage, there is a little stage set up with microphones, there is Aaron James, who got here before me, there is Ellie Talks Theatre, there we go, looking lively, and we have lots of different beers and lagers apparently named for songs in the show. How clever! Also, as you may have noticed, a puppet dog on arrival, which I now expect at all press events.
Welcome to the Barrel Project. And you are in for the most incredible afternoon. It's the show that we all need. We're all completely aware of how bleak and dark the news is at the moment. And this is what we all need. This is the escapism we need. We need to go on the journey, and yes, I use the J word, but it really is. This book is so beautiful, and this musical is going to blow your minds. It's for 11 weeks only, from the 29th of January, the Theatre Royal Haymarket. Do everything you possibly can to make sure everybody knows about this show. I don't have any money involved in it, I'm not producing it, I just very simply love it. We've got a couple of surprises for you as well. There are trains going overhead, don't worry, that's nothing to do with it. But also, first of all, the wonderful passenger. Please welcome to the stage the incredible writer Rachel Joyce and the actor Mark Addy, who is Harold Fry. Welcome both of you. This book is so important right now. Do you feel that more now than ever?
Well, yeah, if you can
story.
say it about your own book, yeah, but yeah, I do think the story is really important because it's so much about connecting, and the kind of theme of it really is if you can't try and understand what you don't know, there's no hope. And that sort of seems to be that the musical just completely fulfills that. It just pushes the whole story, it pushes theatre, it pushes music, it pushes storytelling into this completely magical place. I couldn't be more proud to be part of it.
Mark, for you, it was lovely. We spoke very briefly before, and I just said, this show is very special, and you're doing it now. Your eyes are all sparkly about it. This is you are Harold Fry.
I know, I can't quite believe it. It's I've never done a musical before, and I was sent a draft of the script, not quite finished, but an idea of where it was going, and some demos of the songs that Passenger wrote. Oh no, well, I'll give a listen to these songs, see if any of them's any good, and I'm not sure about this.
They weren't, were they?
They were.
That's what you're getting to.
They were unbelievable. And I read it and phoned my agent straight away, in bits, saying, I have to do this, I can't not do this show. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever read. And I think it is. It's a really, really special event, and we performed it in Chichester at the beginning of the year, and it's hard to describe the feeling that an audience gave back at the end of this show. It was just pure love. It's a really odd thing that I've never experienced before in a theatre. It was just an amazing experience, and we're looking forward to bringing it to London and showing a big crowd at the Haymarket.
I've just suddenly realised something though. We're missing, you're talking about the vignettes and the little moments and the relationships. There's somebody missing.
Oh yeah, Harold meets quite a few characters on his journey who teach him to look at himself in a different way. And I think one of them's here today. Dog, come on, Dog. Oh, here he is.
Timo and Dog, everyone.
So yeah, this is Dog. He spends a little bit of time with Harold, don't you? Yes, you do. All right. Yeah, so Dog is in danger of stealing the show every night. But you're gorgeous, aren't you?
Look at the way Dog's looking at you. It's just, yes, we're talking about you now, Dog. May I? Sorry, I have to. Hello, Dog. Hello, Dog. Just wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
After 10 rings, there was at last a clunk, and a heavily accented voice said, "St. Bernardine's Hospice, good afternoon. I'd like to speak to a patient, please. Her name is Queenie Hennessy." There was a pause. He added, "It's very urgent. I need to know that she's all right." The woman made a sound as if she was breathing out a long sigh. Harold's spine chilled. Queenie was dead. He was too late. He clamped his knuckle to his mouth. The voice said, "I'm afraid Miss Hennessy is asleep. Can I take a message?" Small clouds sent shadows scurrying across the land. The light was smoky over the distant hills, not with a dusk, but with a map of space that lay ahead. He pictured Queenie dozing at one end of England and himself in a phone box at the other, with things in between that he didn't know and could only imagine. Roads, fields, rivers, woods, moors, peaks and valleys, and so many people. He would meet and pass them all. There was no deliberation, no reasoning. The decision came in the same moment as the idea. He was laughing at the simplicity of it. Tell her Harold Fry is on his way. All she has to do is wait, because I am going to save her, you see. I will keep walking, and she must keep living. Will you say that? The voice said she would. Was there anything else? Did he know visiting hours, for instance? Parking restrictions? He insisted, "I'm not in a car. I want her to live." "I'm sorry, did you say something about your car?" He said, "I'm coming by foot from South Devon all the way up to Berwick-upon-Tweed." The voice gave an exasperated sigh. "It's a terrible line. What are you doing?" "I'm walking," he shouted. "I see," said the voice slowly, as if the woman had picked up a pen and was jotting this down. "Walking, I'll tell her. Should I say anything else?" "I'm setting off right now. As long as I walk, she must live. Please tell her this time I won't let her down." When Harold hung up and stepped out of the phone box, his heart was pounding so fast it felt too big for his chest. With trembling fingers, he unpeeled the flap of his own envelope and pulled out the reply. Cramming it against the glass of the kiosk, he scribbled a PS. "Wait for me. H." He posted the letter without noticing its loss. Harold stared at the ribbon of road that lay ahead, and the glowering wall that was Dartmoor, and then the yachting shoes that were on his feet. He asked himself what in heaven's name he'd just done. Overhead, a seagull cracked its wings and laughed.
"Oh, Harold, won't you wake up and hear my distant call? To rise and see the sun in the sky, look up and see the birds flying high, look out and see the trees dancing in the breeze. Oh, Harold, don't let life pass you by. Go out and taste the world in your tongue. Go out and feel the air in your lungs. Look out at nature's beauty. Harold, it's your duty to break free from this wreck you've become. Like a phoenix rising up from the ashes. Like a phoenix rising up from the flames. Break free, break free, rise up.
West End debut with this incredible show with Mark Addy and Jenna Russell. Welcome to London.
Thank you so much.
So can you explain the part of the balladeer, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, it's so fresh. I booked the drummer 2 weeks ago. But from what I've gathered so far, the balladeer is kind of a narrator of the show. It's a bit of a spirit that kind of comes in and out of the story, and the ensemble that surrounds this character have this kind of Celtic magical kind of essence to them, and the balladeer kind of breathes life into them and gets them to build this story around the show. And yeah, I don't really want to spoil too much, but that's kind of the vibe of it.
Okay, thank you very much. What does it mean to you being London's West End?
I know, it's exciting. I've been wanting to do this for so long, and I can't think of the better show to begin this journey with. Like you said before, I just finished Hadestown in Australia, the OG Orpheus in Australia, and funny enough, Jack Wolf, who played the role before me, is now Orpheus on Broadway, so we just swapped roles, which I think is fun. Here's one for the when the storm comes rolling and the sun is shining, for the broken promises and the silver lining. If you're light on your feet, or you have a heavy load, here's one for the road.
We have made it on the northern line. My hair's being flicky again. What's that?
You know how times that you start filming it and then talk about your hair?
What did I do on the train, Aaron?
You fell asleep.
I fell asleep. How long was I asleep for?
15 minutes?
Good for me.
15
Wow.
to 20 minutes probably.
It was very warm.
It was very warm. We get being stopped between stations, which always means it's boiling hot.
Well, the good news of the day was that Harold Fry press event, as well as making me staggeringly excited about what looks to be a really beautiful and moving and important for right now show, also gave us lots of free food.
Pizza Pilgrims gluten-free.
Pizza Pilgrims.
Impressive.
There were some Harold Fries. They did not make that pun, but they should
No.
have. How are you not going to do that?
I don't know if it's for musical too. What was cool though was the place that it was being coasted at renamed all of their beers for the day to songs from the show.
Yeah. Buffalo chicken was also good. The problem I'm now realising is I've not been doing a good enough job of drinking water today, so I had champagne at that event. I had a Kir Royale first thing in the morning at the Royal Court. Have I had water all day? No. So, ironically, we're going to get to the pub, which is where we're going now, because the theatre is above a pub. We're going to, I haven't told you this yet, upstairs at the Gatehouse.
This is a big thing in the UK actually, in London.
Pub theatres.
The theatres.
Yeah.
It's kind of our version of... This was what kind of off West End fringe theatre...
This feels like the
was known
truest
for.
London fringe, is like the pub theatre scene.
Yeah. The Play That Goes Wrong started above a pub theatre.
It did. Was that Old Red Lion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is still going strong in Islington. Most of them are in Islington.
Yeah, the bad news that you may be noticing is this is a hill. If my camera is making it look flat, it's lying.
It's high.
It is. It is. It is. The clue is in the name. So we are hiking up to the Gatehouse to go and see a new musical that I will tell you more about upon our arrival. I've had to stop here at this notice board to point out to you that we are now in a part of London that has community notice boards. Not only that, community notice boards with instructions on how not to apply things, and a musical theatre choir on Mondays between 7 and 9. How nice.
Show how high we are.
We are very high up. If you can sort of see through there, that's A, a long hill going down, but B, the lights of the city on the horizon. So we are heading to a theatre called Upstairs at the Gatehouse, which is above the Gatehouse pub in Highgate. All of which is stuff I've said already. New musical called Moominvalley in November, which is based on one of the Moomin books, but I believe, from what I know about the show, it's based on one of, if not the last one, and the Moomins don't feature because it's more about grief and the struggle to find the Moomins and what that's representative of, I think because of what the author was experiencing in her own life, from what I remember. This is vague recollection. I know a little about the show because last year I got to be a part of one of the many panels for selecting new musicals for a musical theatre conference celebrating and platforming new musical theatre writing called Beam, and Moominvalley was one of the applicants at the day that I was on the panel, and I really liked them, and we gave a lot of feedback, and so I'm excited to get to see, because that was only like a 10-minute segment where they pitched and explained the show and we heard a little bit of the music. I'm excited to see the full version of the show on this, its world premiere production, I think. And this pretty looking pub is the Gatehouse, occasionally frequented by celebrities. We have celebs spotted here in the past, and we'll be back in only, less than 2 months to see their festive programming, which is a revival of Pippin. And once you venture upstairs at the pub, you get to this venue and this auditorium. And this is the set this time round. It always looks slightly different every time that we are here. But look at this gorgeous and colourful and innovative set here upstairs at the Gatehouse for Moominvalley in November. Erin James, could you show us the front of the programme, please? That is the artwork. There you go. There you go. And joyous and whimsical as the Moomins are, I think what I remember of this show is a little more sombre and perhaps a little sadder. But we will update you on that, because the set still looks sort of whimsical and joyous. But I don't know if that is in fact the case. We will see. The best news is we are sat in the back row with some other theatre reviewing friends who I won't do the indignity of shoving a camera in their face. You're so welcome. But it means I get to keep my hat on because it's not disruptive to anyone behind me. And whatever's happening to... This has been on for like 57 hours at this point. Whatever's happening to my hair underneath is not good. So, great news. The second act is about to resume, but I just wanted to show you my interval ice cream, which is strawberry and champagne sorbet.
You've never crossed in Moominvalley. You may find what you have lost in the cold days of November, when there's nothing left to do but Moominvalley. To Moominvalley I
Oh my god. Hey.
Hello.
Just like that, we're back home after a really long day. That day got crazy. Oh my gosh.
We had different days, but still busy days.
Yeah, mine was crazy. Because I was in London doing back-to-back things for 12 hours.
Ooh.
Just over. We're going to finish the day with a segment I am calling What's in the Gift Bags, because I got given 2 gift bags today, and such was the pace of the day, I have no idea what was in either of them. So we will begin with the one that we both got, and the first thing to point out is the bag itself.
Which was interesting that it was red, because that's not their main colour.
No, it is my main colour though, just in life. Yeah. And this is from The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry.
And it says Pilgrim.
Pilgrim. Oh my, wait.
I just realised why it's Pizza Pilgrims. That was really clever.
I didn't think about that.
That was really clever. What a collab.
Pizza Pilgrims.
Because pilgrimage.
Provided the pizza for The Unlikely Pilgrimage. No, I promise you no one in the room said that.
No, that's so clever.
No one talked about that.
Oh.
Does Pilgrim have any John Proctor? My brain's tired.
They're
like Pilgrims.
Then move to, yeah.
Goody. Pilgrim. I can carry this around and people just think I'm giving Crucible at all times. This is a lager, which we're not going to drink these, but we're going to put them in our fridge. And it's not often we have people round. It's even less often that we have people round who I think would drink lager. But one of these days, this is a little informative leaflet here about the champagne that we were enjoying very much. It was lovely.
It was very nice.
It was lovely champagne. I've not had a single drink today that wasn't... Because after I told you, like, I've not had water, what did I get? I got a cider. I got a cider because I was like, that's like a long, refreshing, fruity beverage. This is... What am I drinking now? This is
Bottle green elderflower.
elderflower and
7-Up.
7-Up. Hydrating. That I think is going to be, for me, the most illuminating part of watching this week back. Is seeing how little I drink water. It's not good.
You did have a Stanley cup yesterday. It was filled with water.
Did I finish it?
Questions.
Little postcard here from Harold Fry. I know nothing about the plot. I've not read the book. We got a sense of it today, but I don't think I want spoilers. I think I want to, because sometimes I like to familiarise myself with the source material so I can talk about the adaptation. But I don't know if I want to know.
This one I want to know if it's just going to make me cry, and I feel like it will, so I want to experience that in the room.
This is from the Royal Court, and we have, oh my gosh, I have cue cards. I could be doing an interview. These are little postcard type things, but these are famous lines from plays originally spoken at the old at the Royal Court. Yes, first spoken 1979, 2022, 2012, 1973. Do I know the 2022 one? Joy is resistance to... Oh, that's for black boys. There you go. You could frame these. These are stylish. But of course, the Royal Court is sort of the writers' theatre. That's what they were calling themselves, because it's a real home of new writing. Rocky Horror. Don't dream it, be it.
I can see that one going on your wall.
1973. There you go. What else have we got here? Oh, we've got another one. History is long, memory is longer. 2018.
Debbie took a green.
Ear for Eye. So many plays in the history of the Royal Court. Oh, and since it was a birthday party. I've had such a long day. One of those. No, I just had a moment. This is a little children's book. This, I believe, one of the plays that's been announced for the downstairs, the main space at the Royal Court, is called Guess How Much I Love You, and I think this makes sense with what I think the play is about, basically. But it's a little children's book there, and then this, which I will get a lot of use out of, is a... Tell me they're blank. Oh, no, they're lined pages. That's fine. That's okay. This is a notebook here from the Royal Court with another of those famous lines. This one from The Entertainer by John Osborne on the front. First spoken at the Royal Court in 1957. Very much near the beginning of its existence, because it's about to celebrate 70 years. So there you go. I can just about still do mathematics this late in the evening. Signing off at the end of day 1. I don't know how many days this is going to cover, but it's a heck of a week. So see you imminently for day 2. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh my god, hey. Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday. Welcome to day 2 of the week in my life as a theatre critic. This is what I look like some of the time when I'm editing the reviews and videos that you are watching on YouTube. Although, what I've just been editing, it's not a YouTube video, it is a reel. The review of Moominvalley in November that I saw last night at the Gatehouse, which I don't think I've told you about. You can go and check out that reel, or maybe I'll put a clip in here. But I really liked it. I thought it was really moving. It was exactly what I had gathered that the show was, which is a sort of a post-Moomin reflection on grief, and yeah, very profound, very stirring, and it's already sold really well, which is great for that venue. I'm hoping that people are going with the understanding of what it is, and I think a lot of people who know the Moomins know what that book is. And so hopefully everyone's expectations are in the right place, because if people are going and hoping for cute little Moomins, then there's like the briefest of nods to them, but for the most part, no Moomins in Moominvalley. Anyway, I am going to have a shower and film my review of Hot Mess, which I saw last week. Hopefully I have time to do all of that. I need to leave the house, which is a flat, at about 2:30 today, because, and this is very exciting, I'm going to go and talk to a class at the London branch of NYU. and I'm going to go and talk to them about theatre criticism and my own specific footing within that. I've been invited by a good friend to come and chat to his students, which is incredibly exciting and very rewarding, and a nice sort of full circle. For those of you who don't know, before I was doing this full time, I was doing this while also being a teacher, and so it's nice to take this back to that kind of a setting. But none of that is going to happen if I don't get my work done first and if I don't stop talking to you about it. So I'm going to go get ready and then come back here and review Hot Mess, edit that, get that ready to post this evening, and then fly into London to go and chat to those students, have some quick dinner, and then go and see another show, because back-to-back theatre this week. Of course it is. Why would it not be? Okay, good news. Just finished the Hot Mess review, which is why it's green in here. Bad news. It is 11 minutes past 2. I need to leave in the next 15 minutes to make it to NYU on time, which means I am not going to have enough time to edit that review. I do still want to post it today, so charging the laptop, doing the first few steps of editing, which are easier to do on my PC here, and then I will move it all across to the laptop and try and get it done between things this evening / on trains. I could just push it to tomorrow, but a bunch of Broadway news has just dropped, and more news is probably going to drop tomorrow, and there's other things I need to talk about this week, so I don't really want to miss a day of posting on YouTube, so we're going to try and make this work. I also need to get changed. This is not what I'm wearing to go and talk to NYU. I don't know what I'm wearing, but we're going to figure that out. And time jump. We are now in central London, walking down towards NYU. I've been on 3 trains since you saw me last, the first of which was slightly delayed, which was good in as much as it allowed me to get a little bit more editing done. Haven't quite finished that review, but I am close. Got more done than I thought I might. It was bad, because I then had to race across central London. I'm going to be on time though, I think, as long as I can just keep power walking. Does anyone remember when, less than a month ago, I was in sunny California, and now say hello to grey and miserable, recently rainy, but not currently, central London. Update. That went very well. That was actually really exciting. I'll probably talk more about it later, but for now I have jumped onto a bus with some pasta to go from Coco to Mama. I have 2. One is for Aaron. I'm meeting him at the Barbican for tonight's performance of Wendy and Peter Pan. This bus should get me there in about 25 minutes. Figured I'd show you that, oh, there's a tree in the way. Okay, behind the tree, there we go. That's St. Paul's. Feed the birds and whatnot. Tappins, tappins, tappins a berg. Off the bus, walking 15 minutes to the Barbican. Do I know where I'm going? No. No, I never come to. This is what's technically referred to as the city. It's the financial district. My bus just crawled down Fleet Street like a not quite dead victim of Sweeney Todd. And I'm hoping that my pasta is not too cold. We're walking in the general direction of the Barbican Centre, which is impossible to find and navigate at the best of times, actually. It's very easy to find your way into the Barbican if you approach from the direction of Barbican Underground Station and go into Barbican Underground Station, go up to the first floor, second floor for Americans, and then walk in the direction of the Barbican via a raised walkway through the Barbican Estate. The Barbican Centre contains multiple art spaces. There's a cinema there is a theatre, there is, I think, an art gallery, there's a greenhouse, there's a lot going on. It's part of a big estate. It was this big project, I think, back in the 70s that wasn't necessarily hugely successful, but the theatre remains. Can't even describe to you the route I have taken to get to my current location. Walk up a broken escalator, through what looks like the entrances to various different businesses, and then over a series of convoluted, elevated walkways above the city, where nature never intended us to reach, through to the Barbican Estate, which is a brutalist labyrinth. You're seeing some of it here. It looks a lot prettier by daylight. It's a lovely visit in the summer, even more so considering that the site of the Barbican Centre itself is usually a very appreciated one, because more often than not, you can't find the thing. We got fountains over here on the one side, more over here, there they go. Somewhere in the darkness down there waits Aaron James. presumably anticipating his pasta. How do I get inside from... Oh, I want to be down there. This is not ideal. We are joining you from the piazza, where we are eating pasta. The piazza of the Barbican Centre. It is approaching 6:30, maybe? I think.
6:25.
It's 6:25, so yes. Our show is a 7 this evening, as opposed to a 7:30. It is. We're here, we've made it. Chatting to NYU students was really exciting, and a nice way of sort of reconnecting to the years that I spent as a teacher before I segued into doing this full time, which is something I spoke about a lot. I don't think I'm necessarily remarkable, but I obviously do something quite singular and specific that not a lot of other people do. I have a very unique footing, and so for people now aspiring to do criticism in a very shifting landscape, I guess I have some interesting things to say. So it was really nice and very grateful to have been brought into that room to chat with some really nice and exciting young people. Now we're going to see a play that you've seen before.
I saw it. I saw the original incarnation
At the RSC?
for the RSC.
Ah, I have not. And I
didn't
know very
think
little.
it's its first year, but I saw it. I think I saw it on its second.
Uh-huh. It's
They
Wendy
had
and
two
Peter
rooms
Pan.
there. Yeah.
It's a version of... It's not like a prequel or a sequel. It's a version of the Peter
It's
Pan
a version
story.
of Peter Pan story. There are just
It's from a different perspective with some different...
there's
backstory.
some changes.
Yeah. I'm excited to find out what they are.
I want to warn him ahead that he might cry.
I might cry. We will tell you later. This is now Cry Watch. Will Mickey Jo cry? Probably, because I've had a day. I could cry now. I could cry when I started eating my pasta, and it was so good. Good job, Coco de Mama.
That was really good.
That was good. We're going to go inside now. Thank you for joining us for pasta on the piazza.
We have rosé because it's a rosé kind of day, and we bought 2 snap pots. These snap pots are very cool, and I love that they're not in bags, so they do not make a noise.
Smart.
But what we decided, they're little hearts. But what we decided was to get, we couldn't choose, so we got one of each, and then we're going to mix them up. So I don't know how this is going to work. Let me hold half. This might work. I'm going to hold half this side. Okay. And then we're going to mix these up, so we basically both get a mixed
Half of
one.
what? That's better.
What? Is that your pot, or is this your pot?
I don't know. You know that thing where parents get one child to divide the thing and the other child gets to choose which one they
Yeah.
have to make it fair?
I'm quite excited. This show feels like a show where you need sweets, but no noisy sweets, as you can see. A big thing for me. You can have treats at the theatre, just make them not noisy.
And this is the Barbican Theatre. We have taken our seats in J, 11 and 12 in the stalls. There are multiple tiers here at the Barbican, mostly wrapping around the back of the stalls. Really great rake down here, decent legroom, comfortable cushioned seats. I like the Barbican. I feel like you've got a pretty great view wherever you end up and a comfortable experience. First time I ever came here was to see Jesus Christ Superstar, and I think I sat up there in a seat that was technically like one person, but it was more like 1.5, so it was really wide. Came back for Anything Goes a couple of times, A Strange Loop, Kiss Me Kate, The Seagull earlier this year, and Goodnight Oscar not too long ago. One of our favourite details about the Barbican is how all those doors on the side of the stalls to enter into all these rows will close simultaneously as the performance begins, which I won't be able to show you because the show will be starting, but it's a fun little detail. Also, look at how gorgeous this set is and all of the detail here. I'm very excited for this piece of theatre, actually. I didn't quite catch the moment it came together, but this is the safety curtain here at the Barbican, which is this big hard shell case. Now, after multiple theatres lost to fires here in London, particularly the great one you may have heard about, it has become obligatory for theatres to show audiences the safety curtain. It was so that audiences would be reassured after the fires to return to the theatres, and it has remained. I think this is the case anyway. This is how I understand it. Yeah, but this one, there's a device just there. I don't know if you can see. So that bit came up from below, that bit came down from above. It's one of the coolest safety curtains, I tend to think. It's quite a nifty one. hours later and I'm still editing this review on a train. Look how passionate I look there. Look at that. That man has some feelings about musical theatre. And the day ends where it began, with me sat in my office regretting the choices that brought me to this moment. It is nearly 1 a.m. and we got back quite early. We got back on an earlier than usual train, and I said to Aaron, when we get in, can we watch The Traitors in bed? I just needed to finish editing the Hot Mess review, which I got posted at about midnight. Obviously, people in the UK know more about that show and are more interested than anyone else, so it's obviously doing really well. It's not. But they'll see it tomorrow, so that'll all be fine. Not ideal, but I can only get things onto the internet when I can get them there, and it has, as you have seen, been a day. I also filmed my little review reel for Wendy and Peter Pan. I posted the Moominvalley one from yesterday when I was at the Barbican. I'm telling you this to go through it in my mind and make sure I've done everything that I need to. And then instead of going to bed, I realised that I should probably film a video about Luke Evans being cast in the Rocky Horror Show, because I'm seeing some conversation about it already and I had a lot of thoughts. So I've done that, and now at 1 a.m, I might go and watch The Traitors with Aaron, or I might just go to sleep, because I'd forgotten that tomorrow has another 4 o'clock press event, which means I once again need to leave the flat at about 2:30 because it's not in central London. But at least I have filmed stuff today, which means I'm mostly just editing in the morning. So it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine, everybody. It's going to be fine. Hello.
Hi.
Oh my god, hey, everybody. It is... What day is it?
Thursday.
Thursday.
It's the day before Halloween.
It is. That's how my day is going. I've done everything today except vlog. Went out shopping for some horns. You can't get devil horns on the high street anymore because everyone's already... I needed to be going shopping in July apparently because everything is now Christmas. But eventually found some, did some spray painting, the results of which you're not going to see in this vlog because you will have already seen them when Aaron and I went to Hercules, hopefully tomorrow, dressed as Pain and Panic. Hopefully that all works. It seems to be coming together nicely, but my fingers are covered in spray paint. Anyway, we are now in Hammersmith for a rehearsal room event for the very anticipated new musical Ride the Cyclone, which will also have been its own separate video, but this is my life. This is the week that you're getting. This is a week in the life vlog. So,
hello, this is
Ellie's here.
I'm here now as well.
Tell us what you're seeing this evening.
Oh, I'm at Sappho, which is apparently very gay, and I'm here for that.
It's a new musical workshop.
It's a workshop at the Other Palace in their studio space. We love supporting new musicals, we love seeing them throughout their journey.
We love lesbians.
We love lesbians. Let's go lesbians.
Let's go lesbians, let's go. We are seeing Sappho tomorrow, which is hilarious, because if you remember, about 60 seconds ago, we will be dressed as Pain and Panic, with hairspray coloured hair. So, yeah, laugh. It's going to be funny.
Oh, I'm so ready for that.
I RSVP'd no, and the producer was like, no, please do come, we really want you to be there. And I was like, we will be there. We will be in Halloween costumes. He was like, even better. So, they and you have that to look forward to tomorrow. What are you seeing this evening?
Oscar at the Crown.
There you go, Oscar at the Crown.
The theatre are sending me to see it.
Yeah, doing a little bit of influencer moment. And I am going to the Almeida to see Line of Beauty. Not Line of Duty, as I keep trying to call it. But I'll show you that later. For now, we have a rehearsal event to go and get to. Press event done. Now heading over to the Almeida, which is on the other side of the city. Will probably take me about 45 minutes, and so I did the smart and healthy option, which is to get a field tray to go from Farmer J, which do nice little build your own field trays, brown rice, protein, vegetables. Look at all that goodness. We have cauliflower, we have sweet potatoes, we have amber chicken and tahini, we have brown rice, we have aioli. I have a vegan maple banana dark chocolate mini in my bag. It's like a banana-y, chocolatey muffin situation. I have a beverage, I have an iced tea in my pocket. I'm gonna, weird as it seems, eat this on the Hammersmith and City line as I head towards King's Cross. That train got busy. Welcome to King's Cross. Auspicious train station behind me. I'm going to the Almeida Theatre in Islington, one of a couple of theatres in Islington, which is a really nice place. It can be challenging to get to. The Almeida is sort of equal distance between two different tube stations, which are serviced by different underground lines. You could take the Victoria up to Highbury and Islington and walk down like 15 minutes, or you could take the Northern Line, the right-hand side of the Northern Line, I think, to Angel and walk up. If you walk down, you'll pass more like sit-down restaurants. If you walk up, you'll pass more like fast food takeaway eateries. Plenty of options either way. Lots of nice things, nice places in Islington. The Almeida, I will tell you more about in just a moment when it's less congested on the street. But I'm there to see the Line of Beauty, or Line of Beauty, I don't know if there's a the. Maybe just Line of Beauty. I know very little about it other than people who I trust have been to see it already and said exciting things. And it's a very exciting writer. And I've not been to the Almeida in almost a year? Wow. It was their official press night last night. I've not seen any of the reviews. I've deliberately avoided them. But press night was last night. I am a night late, which is basically me all week. I was a night late for Wendy and Peter Pan because I was at the Moominvalley press night on Tuesday, which is very often just how it ends up, because there's only so many days in a week and there's a lot of shows opening all of the time. We have more theatres in London than New York does, somehow. So there are just more openings year-round. Every week there is more often, usually somewhere that I could be every single weekday at least. I have made the decision to walk over to the Almeida because this was going to be the time when I would get dinner, but I solved that problem on the tube. So now I can do the half-hour walk. I reckon I can do it in 25, but nice enough way to chill after a rehearsal event before I get to the show. And it's a play I am watching by myself, so it's nice to sort of chill and check in with myself beforehand, get used to my own company, which this evening means talking to the tiny people in my camera. How are you all doing? Talked a big game there about walking it in 25 minutes. Definitely taken more, but I am now approaching... Oh, this is theatrical. This is something here. This is supporting LGBTQI children and protecting trans kids. We love that. Solidarity, apparently, was my involuntary reaction there. Just approaching the Almeida Theatre. I think it's here on the left. Yes, there's people standing outside. There's always people standing outside. It's that kind of a hubbubby area. We were talking the other night about pub theatres, lots of them here in Islington. The King's Head Theatre, though now it's separate from the pub that it used to be at the back of. Little Angel Theatre is another one in the vicinity as well. Plenty of reason to find yourself heading to Islington for the theatre. But the majority of your visits will most likely be for this building here. This is the Almeida. Plenty of West End transfer has come from this venue. Plenty of subsequent Broadway transfer has come from this venue as well. You can often tell them by a detail of their set design. The Almeida Auditorium features a curved brick rear wall, which is very often incorporated into the set design, and so they have to then replicate it in the West End transfers. The Paul Mescal, Patsy Farron, Rebecca Frecknell directed A Streetcar Named Desire came from here. Patriots came from here. Tammy Faye came from here. So many things going back years. That's just a handful of some of their most recent exports. And I think there's probably a show from earlier in the year that is set to transfer next year, and who knows if this one will. You know, sometimes I'm of the mind to wait for it to reach its ultimate commercial destination and wait to review these things until they get to the West End or Broadway, and sometimes it's fun to get in early during their earliest runs. And you know, there's no guarantee, even for acclaimed sold-out productions, that they'll be able to happen again subsequently, so can't necessarily take that risk. But I'm going to head into the Almeida. Because I'm the night after press night, I don't necessarily have a complimentary wine, which is absolutely fine, but I will be buying one, so I will find out what the situation is with that, and then I will possibly grab myself a large Chardonnay, I think is the vibe. I think that's where we're at this evening. I had a nice little berry tea at the Ride the Cyclone event, and an iced tea on the tube, and now I'm ready for the strong stuff. Now, if you ever think to yourselves, Mickey Jo, what a glamorous life you lead, you know, getting to go to opening nights, hobnobbing with celebrities, getting to meet fun people, getting complimentary glasses of house wine left, right and centre. I want you to remember this moment when I'm at 11 p.m walking the bin bag laden streets of Paddington, waiting 40 minutes for a train because I've been betrayed by several public transports in a row. And I'm buying cookies and McNuggets because I'm classy like that. And I'm a little bit peckish, and I have a long time to wait until my train. But I saw a play. I did not film the curtain call because it didn't feel like the vibe. I probably could have, just it didn't feel like the vibe. But I will tell you about it when I get home. I just want to go home and watch the Celebrity Traitors. That's all I want. And 7 McNuggets and 2 Subway cookies later, we have made it back home. It is after midnight, but the day is done. It's been another really long day. This is not what a normal week in my life looks like. Normally I have much more time just here.
Normally it's that often nearly going in on an evening, maybe not every single day.
Yeah.
But this week's been a lot of events and stuff in the daytime.
My hair has been crazy all day. It's been a lot of events, I guess because of half term, maybe?
Maybe because of half term, and I think also this is like everybody has summer down.
Yeah.
And then this is like everything happening before the Christmas season starts.
It's ramping up. But it's good that we're here because we're going back to New York very soon.
Very soon.
So it's good that we could be here for all of these events. I mean, we're missing a bunch of stuff. When we're not here. But we do, as you can tell, as much as we can. There was a workshop I was invited to today. Could not make it because could not physically fit everything in. And I like to be able to say yes to everything, but I learned a little while ago not to, and that not everything serves me. And ultimately, there is a balance between prioritizing the things that serve me and also going to the things that like deserve coverage. And
my thing often is, I think if you ever get upset about something that's like off West End or like regional or something, and it happens and you can't get there.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us that are content creators or in that world live by the rule of if it's good, it will appear again.
Yeah. I think we're probably coming towards the end of the amount of stuff I can take you with me to this week because 4 more shows in the next 2 days, but one of them's a sort of secret workshop. One of them is Hercules, which will have been a separate vlog that will have already happened. Another one is Paddington, which will have been a separate vlog that will have already happened. And the other one is a workshop tomorrow that I will take you to because it's going to be funny. Because we're going to be dressed in Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow is Halloween. We are going to lay them out. There's a clue over there. And somewhere over there is stuff that is drying. I still have... It's pretty much gone. By the time I've had a shower tomorrow, what little spray paint is left on my nails will have hopefully come off. But it's been a day. Mm-hmm. It has been a week. It is being a week, but we made it through. I enjoyed The Line of Beauty. Great performances. Sold out run. It's sort of impossible not to hold it against the likes of The Great Gatsby and The Inheritance, which is on my t-shirt today. Even a couple of characters with the same names. 2 of the names I think on this t-shirt also appear in The Line of Beauty.Maybe because the book was early 2000s and The Inheritance was written in the 2010s. Maybe they inspired that. I do not know. But and a whole bunch of other novels and plays.
See Saint Show.
You did not. You were at... How was Oscar at the Crown?
Fun.
Good vibes.
It was fun. It was nice to see it again before it closes. And Jan gave all the vocals. Julie, how did you know? There's so many bops in that show.
There's so many bops. Yeah, go listen to that album. But yeah, I will at some point film my review of The Line of Beauty. I posted a reel today about Hot Mess. I need to edit my interviews with the Japanese Six Queens before they take to the stage next week. That needs to go out ASAP. At some point I'll edit all of the stuff from today with Hot Mess, but I often use the analogy of a treadmill that I'm on that just keeps going, and the speed settings only ever get turned up. And I'm just about keeping up with the treadmill this week without majorly falling down. And we're coping. We are surviving. We are not quite thriving, but that is okay. Tomorrow is another day. We're going to go to bed and watch Celebrity Traitors. Woo! Woo! Bonus content for you all. I had 3 packages arrive today that I had to go and collect. And 2 of them were these jackets. We've been trying to do a Pain and Panic from Hercules Disney-bound thing because we're seeing the Halloween performance of Hercules tomorrow, and the outfits we had, they just needed to be heightened a little bit. So at the last minute, I got both of these on eBay, and I managed to find the fact that they're both like corduroy jackets in the perfect colours for pretty small amounts, and they're Aaron and my sizes. That was amazing. But also, this arrived. This was a slightly extravagant purchase. Aaron likes to buy Disney pins and Disney store things, and I have gotten a little bit... I like clothes, and I'm now getting troublingly into statement bags, which is a dangerous thing for me to start buying. I can't open this. This is from Vendula London. I've been getting all the sponsored Instagram ads for their statement bags. And this is, gently, 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 a bag in a bag. And then we get to, this is art. I mean, look at that. Look at it. It's particularly perfect for two strangers carry a cake across New York. But just generally, very excited to take this bag to New York. I don't know that it can fit a single playbill inside.
It can't. I can tell by the sizing.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You can have a playbill bag. And I will... I don't know how I get things in or out of it. That doesn't matter either. It's a little bag that is a taxi. That's cute. Oh, I'm happy with this. I'm going to bed now with my taxi bag. Oh my god, hey. Good morning. Welcome to Friday. Happy Halloween. I have a couple hours to get some editing done before we head off to this workshop this afternoon, which is Sappho, new musical at the Other Palace. Well, I have a few hours before we need to start getting ready in our Halloween costumes, because that is going to be a little bit of a process. This is some of the spray painting that I did yesterday. Found these at Primark, the last ones that they had. And it's because someone had put them on a Stitch plush, and I think people thought that it was a Stitch plush with devil horns, but I was like, that is not meant to be on that. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have had any left. But I spray painted them teal, because I'm trying to be panic. This, I think, is how I'm going to do my hair, but colour sprayed blue and green. So that's exciting. But all of this is going to take a little bit of doing, and a little bit of getting ready, which I think probably needs to start at midday or half midday. It's 11 AM now. I would like to edit a video and a reel. Still need to put out my Wendy and Peter Pan review. I would like to get that done today. I'm not going to try and film anything other than the video about us going to see Hercules in costume, and also this one. That's what's going through my brain right now. That is the focus of the day. I don't think I need to send that many emails. I don't have that many new emails in my inbox after moving them all to different places. But I can also do that on the go as we travel around. So it's all good. I think there's going to be a decent enough gap between the workshop, which is only about an hour long, or maybe an hour and a half from 3:30. And then Hercules is later this evening. Hercules is an 8. So got a little bit of time in between to figure out my life. Oh my god, hey. Is this the first time I've shown you my Halloween costume?
Yes.
I actually think it is. Okay, in which case...
The last time we were in it, I think you vlogged us
In
showing it.
which case, this is a jump scare, and I apologise. For full context on this, and for more footage of Aaron and I as Pain and Panic from Disney's Hercules, for more of that, go and check out the Hercules Halloween performance vlog that, by all accounts, I will probably have already posted. The only reason I jump into this one is to let you know that we just went to a workshop dressed like this at the Other Palace for a new musical called Sappho, which had some really great material, which is exciting, which would do really well like at the Edinburgh Fringe. Great sort of gig theatre-y, singer-songwriter-y vibes. Very excited to see how that one progresses. Some great music in that as well. Now we are walking down the Mall to Hercules, and this is where my week as a critic ends. I'm at another thing tomorrow, but I'm not allowed to tell you what it is, so I shan't, because I'm doing other stuff, seeing a show tonight, seeing a show tomorrow, but not really as a critic in the same way. So this is going to be the end of this vlog. Thank you for joining me for a chaotic week that ended up being way busier than ordinary weeks in my life, but I had a nice time and I hope that you did as well. We are going to buy an umbrella now and go and watch Hercules dressed like this. As always, I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day and a more restful week than I. Bye-bye.
For 10 more seconds, I'm MickeyJoTheatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!